Hello everyone, welcome to another horrific unboxing. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. I've been trying to behave myself and not buy loads of nerdy stuff, but say la vie, has to be done. If you remember, God, it was last year, I did the unboxing of the first ISOM comic. Actually enjoyed it. Read it again last night just in preparation for this one. And as you know, not strictly horror, but we got to support independent creators. I've been a fan of this guy, Eric July, for a while, and seeing what he's doing is really cool. Just basically building an entire franchise from scratch, as well as taking care of the whole distribution and everything else. Do not one man shop, but you know what I mean, a singular enterprise. Gotta respect that, you know what I mean? Brilliant. So I should have had this actually on Friday, but we had a problem because it don't fit through the letterbox, and I was at work, so finally got it today. So we get to do this. Yeah, once again, I'd forgotten actually. I should have put just leave by the door. I did have a box for parcels, but my landlord's a dick, so we'll say no more about that. But yeah, gotta appreciate this is custom box, quite heavy, therefore secure. Like, there's the, you know, all this packaging for it's not getting damaged. Maybe smaller boxes in the future. Maybe these are one fits all sort of thing. Because I know they do t-shirts and all this rather than getting loads of different boxes. But oh right, let's disentangle. So I went for cover A again because I got cover A last time, so just seems right to do it. ISOM 2. So this is the second or third part of the Ill-Advised series. PG reader 13 in the Star Universe title, Mysterious Milkshake. Interesting. Cool. Wish you the best of luck with that there. Hope it all works out. See, we like a bit more grown up stuff. I say that I'm doing a comic, but once again, comes wrapped. It's got its backing. Yeah, when I read ISOM the first time, I was a bit surprised how quickly the antagonist, how everything sparked off. But I'm reading it again last night because I don't want. Obviously, these are beautiful. What I'm waiting for is basically when the Ill-Advised series is finished and it comes out, because I'm sure it will. I'm sure it's more than just me. You'll be asking for it. You know, the complete story arc and like, you know, doesn't have to be this quality, but you know, combined. Annual, that's the one I'll keep for like flicking back and forward. But these, obviously, I don't want to like touch too often, so I maybe read once or twice, and that's it. So it's obviously continuing on. One thing that really caught my eye is they put it on the first one as well, and he's talked about it a lot on this channel. The Rippaverse ethic. So respect the customer, and as you know on this channel, that is paramount. There's so many companies now, and they basically think that people that pay their wages, and that's you and me who put our hands in our pockets, they think we're absolute scum, and most of the time the reasons that come off it are just mad. If you don't like a particular, if they bring out something that's not good and it's below what you expect, you're the worst person in the world and it's your fault, and you're like, what is wrong with you? You know, there's been too much of that going on lately. And it's got jumped into the whole culture war flipping politics. Like, why anybody introduces politics into entertainment is disgusting. You know, it doesn't matter what side of the fence, it's just, it doesn't know business being there. And it's just everything's gone haywire. And yeah, most mediums just not enjoyable. So this is really, it's very rare now I will venture out of the horror genre to pick something up. So that kind of says, you know, tenfold when I'm, you know, if I'm going to go outside the horror genre and pick up a comic again, because I did get kind of put off. But Chris as well. Hey mate, how are you? Just doing and just spending my money on silly things again. But yeah, respect the customer. We want you to be invested in this brand and everything that comes with it. Rippaverse Comics is not entitled to your money, and we must earn your support. Like any independent creator, as you know, I have independent creators on the show all the time, and you know how bloody hard it is just to get a bit of traction. I mean, you see those guys, you know, and how grateful they are just for a bit of support, and then you see people are basically slotted in because their parents were this and that, and they don't have no talent, and they just, you know, basically go through the motions and just despise the audience. They're just peasants, you know. You're like, I know who I was giving money to 100 times any day of the week. Creators produce something that you find of value and can remain invested. It's impossible to please everybody, but we hope there's a book and character you look forward to keeping up with. Success of this company will be largely dictated by our ability to keep the customers' interests and satisfied. We're not oblivious to this. Respect goes both ways, and we will honor our side of the deal. That's you know, that's Billy Basics. Anyone that runs a business or is in business where you, and yeah, we'll all be nerd. We're like, customers are paying the arse to this and that, but at the end of the day, it's the customer that pays the business. Even the boss is a facilitator, but it's not the boss that pays your wages; it's your customer. And I see so many people, I think, especially in the working world, they're bogged down in the processes and suck it up, and they actually forget about, you know, the people that are supplying the service, the goods to. And it's just getting worse, especially this is, well, like I said, problem getting this was part of my fault for not being in, and I forgot what size the package comes in. I put in the note, just post through the letterbox. Obviously, it doesn't fit, so that was my fault. But even things like getting deliveries and all that, the attitude of a lot of folks I come across are disgusting. It's like, yeah, they're your customer, you know, the person's bought things, relying on you, knock the attitude out of the window, and it's such a basic thing. Respect the customer. No, it doesn't mean like he says here, which is actually a legitimate statement. Respect goes both ways. This whole thing of the customer's always right is a fallacy as well. You know, I mean, there's sometimes you're better to lose a customer than end up losing 10, because we got into this culture of oil in the squeaky wheel. So the customer that shouts, and you see it, you know, in retail a lot, you know, I mean, the 10 customers come across fine. One customer will come in and start screaming and shouting over nothing, and then they're the ones that get fallen to, and then teaches people to be, you know, it's just this whole unnecessary antagonism. So, yeah, basic respect. We need a wee bit more of that in the world. Oh, yeah, Stephen and I are doing that tomorrow night. He's been dropping enough hints. So I'm finally like, yeah, okay, we'll review the movie. I actually watched it earlier on before hoping this. Still holds up, brilliant. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. That's going to be a good one. Here's one of our ethics, which really got me, was a canon and continuity. Our aspirations extend far beyond having a couple of characters or series. A vast universe that is ever expanding is what we hope to accomplish. This is something that has long been intriguing about modern American comic books, but has become a lost art. The Rippaverse will fill this void. This means that every single book you buy will always matter. If retcons already exist, they'll only be used in the classic sense of introducing new information. We want every book that you buy to always matter. These stories happened. There'll be no lazy time travel to change histories or events. There'll be no cheap multiverses that have altered versions of the same character. If you own a book, you own part of the history, and it's our mission to keep it that way. This concept will remain true regardless of the medium. Should the characters appear in officialized animation or live action, the depictions need to be accurate to the characters to be as realistically as possible. Your favorite characters will always be recognizable. Reboot, rehash, remake, multiverse, time travel. You know, I mean, a character can die 100 times and it means nothing. Yeah, just lazy writing. If you want an example of that in horror, look at the Saw series. They killed off John Kramer in the third one, realized they wrote themselves into a corner because there's another freaking 20 movies to make, and then they're trying to, basically every movie is trying to retcon him back in by some weird way, as opposed to just doing time travel. So they wrote themselves, they'd written the trilogy, obviously, they brought it to an end, realized there's still some milking to do, and then they've just went back over themselves, and it's just like that franchise, like there's a new one coming out there, and I'm just like, nah. not even remotely interested. And that's what happens. You get burnt out. When you know the writers are lazy, you know there's no imagination. God, sure, we've talked about it on the channel loads of times. We're getting the Wolfman reboot. We're getting prequels now in horror because the mainstream creatives have burnt down every franchise, so now they're coming for us. And instead of using a wealth of characters or ones that haven't been done, yeah, let's do a prequel, let's do this, let's do that. And then a comprehensive timeline. Because we value canon and continuity, it's important that you're able to follow the timeline as these characters grow. This will especially be helpful for those of you that become customers years after our founding. We promise to try to keep reboots to a minimum. If that means that a series is on the 100th issue or volume, so be it. But this isn't a reason to feel overwhelmed. There'll be plenty of opportunities to purchase anthologies that combine key stories, but we also don't want to hold your hand, as picking up the pieces is often part of the fun. Not every story will be told in chronological order, so we'll always make it as easy as possible to keep up as the universe grows. Like I said, this is the second book of this entire brand new series. And already, ISOM 3, the third part of the Ill-Advised arc, which I hope will come out as a combined, but we've basically said it there, comprehensive timeline. So we will get the Ill-Advised arc as maybe the, what do you call that, cheaper paper comic book. So it might come out as that. We've got Yara 1, we've got Alpha Core 1. So Yara and Alpha Core were introduced in ISOM 1. So they're now already getting their spin-off series. So already within a year of this coming, obviously there's stuff planning that, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know the guy, just like I said, I'm just a fan. But obviously plans went in. But from this hit the ground running, ISOM 1, already we've now got 5 books in the works. And plus they're near 100-page books. They're not like, that's always a thing annoying me about comics. Especially as a follower, I collected Batman for ages, but I hated the little thin comics that gave you like a bit of a story, more ads and story, and then they had to jump between the different series. Remember the Shadow of the Bat series and the Dark Knight series, and part of the story jumped into this one and that one. That just really wound me up. So I'd always wait for the graphic novel because I'm primarily a book reader. So I like a complete comprehensive story from start to finish. Right, so yep, like I'm saying, I'll show you a couple of panels, but I'm not going to spoil the book. I haven't even read it myself. So like I said, there's Alpha Core and Yara. So already we're getting this is top quality. Right, so there's obviously from the main cover. God, is beautiful artwork. So we got in the first one, obviously we got the introduction to the universe. We got Avery, the main character. His sister basically asked him to go and check up on a friend of theirs. That quickly escalated because it was somebody he used to hang about with his younger, absolute hood rat. And of course, him asking questions was disrespecting, that kind of nonsense. And then me biggest gangster nonsense. And then what we have in this universe are people called excerpts, which are essentially people with superpowers. So far, it doesn't seem to be as outlandish as the X-Men, if that makes sense. But it's that sort of, excerpts are known. They're not secret. They're part of society. There's been a debate about them, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, it's only getting started, the first one. I'll probably go into it a bit more in depth with this one. Because not only is this part 2 of like a story arc, but it's also like the second in the universe. But so yeah, I enjoyed the first one. Did interesting to see where it's going. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Yeah, right. Okay, leaving it alone. I'm gonna be reading this once I finish that stream, and then it's going back in its packet. So my greasy mitts don't get all over it. Oh yes, and with this one, I got a free bookmark. There you go. Oh, can I bring that up here? I remember asking, what was it, about 2 years ago, how come you can't get bookmarks anymore? And now I'm inundated with them. When I started the Abominable Book Club, I was getting bookmarks galore every month, and I've got like tons of them. So this will be going inside the comic book, and it'll stay in there. And there you go. I'm not going to spoil anymore. So, did I show you the back cover? No. Oh, right. There's the. Right. Sorry, it's shiny, so you're getting like reflection back. But ill-advised part 2. Just outside the city of Florespark, Texas, lives a man by the name of Avery Silman, once known as ISOM. Avery retired from his hero persona to live an everyday life on his ranch. But all this changes after the events of ISOM 1. His sister asked him to pay a visit to an old friend by the name of Darian Fontano, is it? Fontano, I think. Who is no longer the man Avery once knew. What was supposed to be a simple visit goes south. Now faced with threats that impact his friends, family, and co-workers, ISOM may have no choice but to return. But why did he quit in the first place? Which is far on. So that's where we're going to get maybe a wee bit of well, as much as you can in a how much is it? 96 pages. These aren't numbered, are they? I think there's actually more pages than the first one, so it's near 100 pages worth of comic books. So I'm happy. Right, nice short one. Hope it's like that. If people ask, on streams out there about it, I'll obviously give them a review. I'll not do like a formal review. I might wait until the ill-advised arc is complete and maybe give a review of the whole story, because that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? Rather than like you don't review part of a movie, like you don't review the first act, the second act, the third act. You review the story as a whole and then discuss how well they went in together. I'm actually quite pleased that they've already said it's a 3-part series, so already know I have a beginning, middle, and end of that particular storyline, which I like. That's why I don't like TV. I hate soap operas that where they just drag a storyline on and on and on, or you get to like season 2, season 3. They've just run out of ideas and they're just trying to crank the machine. I don't enjoy that sort of medium. I like, suppose, more traditional storytelling, beginning, middle, end. Call me an old fuddy-duddy, don't know what. So at least even with this one, if I decided not to go any further, I know part 3 is the completion of that storyline, and that's cool, because then you're not feeling forced, or you're not feeling like you have to, I'm in here for the long run if I'm going to get something out of it. And then to me as a customer, that makes me more inclined to then want to go back, because I'm not getting high pressure sales, or I'm not getting like nudged to buy more. It's basically, if you enjoy this story and you want more, you're more than welcome. And that always gets me on board as a fan. There you go. Right. If you've got this, let us know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed it, it's brand new, so maybe hold off on spoilers. Just as you know, as with the independent movies that come out, especially with Action Star, South Street and all comes out, just hold off on the spoilers, give them a chance to flip and sell a thing, and don't ruin it for other customers. There'll be a time in, I'm sure, a month or 2 where it becomes common knowledge, and that's fine. Just I would ask other folks that are making comments. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. And as Chris quite kindly pointed out in the comments there, tomorrow we're doing American Werewolf in London. I just watched it again. I'm like, looking forward to that. I've more directors coming out. I'm starting to get more directors coming to speak to me. So August is absolutely chock-a-block, I'll not lie. We've tons going on. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You'll see all the upcoming streams. And in other words, do the typey clicky things. Until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.